Hey there, lucky stars. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with a timeless reading. Timeless meaning no matter what date or time you might come across this message. Oh, and it resonates with you. It is for you. I'm going to take that one because it flipped out like it did. As a reminder, these readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody. So please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so for some of you that have been on the channel for quite a while, you might recognize these two ducks. They are ducks. They are my own ducks. I actually used them quite often at the beginning of the channel, and haven't used them as of late, but they have been calling to me. So we're going to use 2 of the 4 of these type in this reading here today. We're getting 1 card from each of these 3 ducks. And oh my gosh, how interesting. And then we're going to get some tarot to clarify. So let's see. These ones are a little smaller, round ones, so they're a little more difficult to shuffle, which has always been kind of interesting. Oh, we got 2 there. Oh, well, interesting. All right. So you've got Rebel at Heart. The first card here, Rebel at Heart. So some of you have always been a rebel. Some of you have always gone kind of against the grain. Some of you have always been outside the box, done things a little bit different. For some of you, that may have actually caused a little bit of turmoil within your life, which can be can be things or the way it kind of goes. But being a rebel at heart has also, really assisted you with being your own person, following your own mind, not being a follower, but being a leader. So for others of you, you're really tuning into this kind of rebel energy, following your heart, doing what works for you, what feels good to you, what makes sense to you, and not following other kind of people, whether that's family, friends, however that may resonate, or even within work, relationships, however that may resonate for you, lucky stars. You're really kind of moving into the space where you're rebelling or rebelling a bit, because your heart isn't in the other direction. Your heart is towards that, what a lot would consider rebel energy, going against the grain, doing your own thing, even though there's a potential that, you're really just moving deeper into yourself, or more becoming more authentically yourself. For some reason, the words black sheep are coming through here. So some of you may be the black sheep of the family, always been a rebel, kind of done your own thing. Others of you might be kind of moving into that territory, or begin moving into that territory, as potentially you have decided that you're no longer in that space of following what other people think or say, or just kind of blindly following others is what's coming through. Now you have the Justice card coming in with that rebel at heart energy, which is super interesting. With Justice, this is really that by being authentic, following your truth, the scales are kind of balancing out in your favor. So there may be in the past, for some of you lucky stars, where you kind of felt like others expected you to follow what they were thinking, what they were saying, how they were feeling, kind of where they were at. And now you're really moving into this kind of rebel energy, or going against the grain in a positive way, but really moving into yourself, moving into your own energy, your own thoughts, your own wishes. Research is coming through here too, lucky stars, and really moving into that. And it is really bringing you into the space of being that truly authentic person, and things going in your favor, which is really going to surprise some people in your life, or in your atmosphere, your environment, however that resonates for you in your part of your little world, it's going to really surprise some people because, there's going to be this eye-opening kind of energy when you are and you're speaking your truth, you're being authentic, you're doing your thing, and the scales start balancing out in a way that others didn't think was possible. For some, they felt like there was a potential, or they're feeling like there may be a potential that being this rebel or doing your own thing or speaking the truth or your mind, is going to turn people off. And in fact, it's exact opposite. People, are seeing how you're stepping up, how you're using your voice, how you're really, even holding on to or being accountable for the things that you're saying, for the rebelling that you're doing. And it's magnetizing people to you. It's actually drawing people to you because you have a different point of view. You're coming from a different space. You're coming from truth. You're coming with this idea of fairness, right? Not going maybe too much one way or the other. And if you do, that is what your heart is calling you to do here, Lucky Stars. This is really a gorgeous energy, and it's bringing you really into this sun energy, this boldness that you are rebelling, this boldness in which you are following your heart, Lucky Stars, is bringing you into this gorgeous sun energy. It's bringing that happiness. It's bringing that kind of magnetic energy and really kind of putting it out there into the world, and the vibe, the boldness that you're showing up in here, Lucky Stars, or that you're going to be showing up in, is really drawing recognition and attention from others that is in the most positive, high value way. What a wonderful reading. Now you also have man holding a heart. This is number 45. Super, super interesting here. So with number 45, man holding a heart, this is really dealing with emotions, dealing with love, or having not males, not male, female, gender specific in any way, but there may be a new interest that is coming in with this rebelling, with this being true and authentic to yourself. You may have a new love interest coming in. For those of you that might be single during this time, Lucky Stars, this may be bringing a new love interest into your life, or magnetizing somebody into your life closer to you, that is going to be emotionally open, emotionally available, and that could lead into a very loving and very deep relationship. How gorgeous is that? Let's get some tarot on that, find out a little bit more. You kind of have like all the things coming in here, Lucky Stars, because the next one talks about abundance and overflow. So, whoa, jumping card. All right, and I don't know what this one is, but oh, look, you have the Two of Swords coming in here. Isn't that interesting? So some of you may actually be at a crossroads with this. Now, one of the interesting things to me within this card is if you look right here, for me, this always looks like there's a potential that this was like she's sitting there for a photo op. Like this is the background, but then she's on this concrete ground, like sitting in front of it. And so kind of at a crossroads, excuse me, between what is and what isn't. And this, for me, this crossroads with this Two of Swords is really signifying kind of a feeling of being within that authentic self and that not authentic self, which may or may not make sense here. But within this man holding a heart, this new interest, this new potential emotionally available person that might be coming in, or this new love interest that might be coming in. Some of you may, in the beginning of this, with this rebel at heart energy as well, kind of wonder if this is if this is real, or if this is kind of a picture perfect kind of image. So be aware of that there, Lucky Stars, and you might feel at a crossroads. But the next card you have here is the Lover. So what's being indicated here is that this may be kind of your fear coming in with that Two of Swords, feeling as if, you're not really sure that this is where you want to go. For some of you, being within this rebel at heart, kind of balancing out, magnetizing people in, it may feel like it's happening too soon, and you may feel as if this may be too good to be true. But you have the Lovers card here too, lucky stars, and so there is that potential for that union. Just really stay true to who you are with that rebel at heart energy, with your authenticity, with your truth, and allow what's working or meant to unfold for you. There's no need to rush things. There's no need to get, ahead of yourself. But there is this love, this romance. You have these two kind of emotional and or romance kind of cards here in the middle of this reading, lucky stars, and you want to make sure that you're not, just jumping into things too quickly, or not kind of, just staying for almost this photo op, which is what this one reminds me of. Make sure you're staying on that solid ground, but also know that any emotional connection isn't a bad thing. Some of us shy away from that, lucky stars, and spirit is indicating that this is a time where love can unfold, blossom, and bloom, but you need to also be willing to allow that to happen. Now you also have creativity and abundance and overflow, so it's being indicated to allow your creativity to come out, to allow that. For some of you, there's a potential that you may have been hiding that creative aspect of yourself, or not really tuning into it, or even telling yourselves that you're not a creative person, that you don't really do creative things. But Spirit is indicating that you do have that creativity. We all have our own version, our own form of creativity, and to allow that to come out, kind of unleash it into the world here, lucky stars, and you will receive abundance and overflow. So if some of you have been thinking, now look, this is kind of going into that general rebel at heart, kind of a love and almost a money and career for some of you here. Reading, not intentional, that's just the way that Spirit wanted this reading or these messages to come out for you here, lucky stars. But for some of you, you've been locking away or hiding away that creativity. You've been really, kind of being shy with it and not allowing that to come out. And for some of you, that may be because you kind of have a concern or a worry about what other people may think. And so Spirit is indicating that it is time for you to unleash that into the world, lucky stars, because there is abundance and overflow that is there. Now, this can be within being that rebel at heart, following your own, kind of beating your own drum. It can be within that potential for that emotional connection, for that love or romance that might be coming in. But it also can be through your creativity. So if some of you have been thinking about, starting your own business, or starting like a passive or passive income kind of thing, or a side hustle, that sort of thing, Spirit is indicating that you are safe to unleash it, to kind of put yourself and your creativity out there, and there will be an abundance and overflow that will come from that for you here, lucky stars. This is really an kind of all-encompassing reading. Let's get a couple of tarot cards, see if we can get more information on those cards. All right. Let's see. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Let's get one more. Whoa. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Look at that. All right. So some of you have been, and you got double five, so it's time for this change here, lucky stars. 2 5s coming through here. Isn't that interesting? So you've got the 5 of Wands coming through. So some of you have been shying away from this because you're a little bit concerned about maybe your creative style is similar to somebody else's, and you've been a little bit concerned about maybe having some confrontation around that, or maybe you're concerned about having that abundance and overflow, kind of keeping yourself away from that, or the challenges that might come through with a side hustle or passive income, or even within a relationship, or following your own heart. And Spirit is indicating that there's no need to worry, that you have these passions, you have this creativity, you have this for a reason, and it is to create abundance within your life, which could in fact be financial abundance and overflow. We are all here to have that overflow, to have that happiness, to be creative people, and to really pursue our dreams, our desires, our goals, and bring those into fruition here, Lucky Stars. What a gorgeous, gorgeous reading. Now you also have the Hierophant. So for some of you, there's a little bit of this idea um, or beliefs that have kept you kind of back, or have kept you kind of away from that, and or this idea that this will take a huge commitment. And the truth is, for some it may take a huge commitment, for others it may not. We all have our own path to go through, to go down, to kind of evolve or grow with. And so keeping yourself away from that, and or creating challenges or confrontation within yourself or around this for yourself, Lucky Stars, is not actually helping you. It's not contributing in any way or in one way or another. It's keeping you back from all that you could be accomplishing. Excuse me. So Spirit is indicating, look at what kind of beliefs you might be holding around, either, rebelling or following your heart, um, romance, love, emotional connection, and or creativity, but also having that abundance and overflow, because abundance and overflow and happiness can go right together with that Sun card, right? And some of us shy away from that. We say that that is what we want. We want that happiness. We want that overflow. We want that feeling of abundance, of being loved, of following our heart, of doing our true passion, that sort of thing. And yet some of us can really shy away from that. So you're also being reminded here, Lucky Stars, to really take a look at the beliefs with this Hierophant around kind of maybe why you haven't, if you haven't been doing this, why potentially you haven't, and what it might mean to you to be that rebel at heart, to have that emotional connection, potentially a new romance or a new love within your life, to have that creativity, to really hone into your creative processes and do that because it excites you, if it excites you, right? And do that either for yourself as a hobby or as a side hustle. And what does it mean to you when you think about abundance and overflow? Kind of where are you at within that? Is that a place where you're feeling as if you're excited to have that abundance and overflow, to see that within your life, to feel that, to have that emotion of that joy, that happiness around you and within you? Or is that something that you shy away from? Because there's definitely change in the cards here with this double fives over here, Aquarius. So there is change coming in. When this change comes, how are you going to be feeling about it? Because Spirit is indicating this is coming, this is coming, and there's not much you can do about it. You can follow your heart. You can lean into those emotional connections or potential, romantic or love connections, however that may resonate for you. You can lean into that creativity and those creative processes for you, and really find that sun energy, that happiness, that abundance and overflow. Or you can stay where you are. Abundance, but I mean, change is going to happen either way. You get to kind of decide. Spirit is indicating you get to decide which side you want to fall on here, Aquarius. If you want to, I mean, this change is going to happen, but you can see it as a positive or as a negative. Interesting. All right, I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.